And we're live. We're back. The Tatts and Tarrasques. The Pudding King Showdown begins today. Uh, we assume. We'll see how it goes. Previously on Tatts and Tarrasques, the party had made their way deep into the Underdark, making enemies and allies alike. They found themselves attempting to get through the Blingden Lock, the only way to get their pirate ship that seemed so long ago that they acquired this thing. Years ago, perhaps. Time is difficult in the Underdark. Perhaps it was only months ago. They didn't want to, like a child holding onto a Pringle stuck in a Pringles can. They didn't want to leave the ship in the Underdark and go back to the surface. So they've been spending their time trying to find a way back to the surface, and the best way that they could find was through the Blingden Lock, a series of sort of water locks that help elevate or devolate ships and cargo up through the levels of the Underdark. But the gnomes of Blingden Stone weren't going to give it away for free, and they've asked for help in ridding the ooze invasion of Blingden Stone, which has eventually led us here to the final showdown with the Pudding King himself. Seemingly a what looks like a gnome corrupted by slimes and oozes. The party, with the help of dwarves, drow, were-rats, and deep gnomes, fought their way to this room, the Pudding Throne. And the throne itself, in this room, phosphorescent lichen illuminates this cave, the floor of which is covered in pools of green and yellow slime. More green slime clings to the ceiling and forms hideous drapes along the walls. In the middle of the cave, facing north, is the slime-covered throne. Atop the throne, floating above it, in fact, is, well, there's two figures. One of them is the Pudding King. The other is a Aarakocran pirate who tried to strike at the Pudding King from the shadows and ended up engulfed within a gelatinous cube the Pudding King was floating inside. Sorn Bright-Eye and Fastos Brightspark, the drow and dwarf allies, maybe?
Bright Boys.
The Bright Boys, the Bright Twins, made their way to the center of the room when Fastos yelled, "Now, Paulie!" Getting Paulie into the mess he is in now. And we start already in initiative with Sorn at the top of the round, and then Paulie.
All right, Sorn at the top of the round. Sorn will, as best he can, make his way around the room a bit. Over to here.
Stop.
Oh, God.
As you step on the slime on the ground, where are we? I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Ooh. The old dex save, that is 13.
That is enough. As you walk over this patch of slime, you see some slime fall from the ceiling down towards you, but just at the last second, you jump out of the way, and it kind of splashes on the ground. You see little bits of it that don't land in the puddle, sort of sizzle away at the stone.
Okay, bear with me. My tabletop has to reload because it didn't load my roll into tabletop from my D&D Beyond. But I will go to the other side. All right, here we go.
Continue moving.
Yeah, all right, now it should let me go again. Oh my God! Can we just remove those lights of mine?
Oh yeah, I got to stop it being directed by you. Hold on.
There we go.
I set it up so that you're essentially directing the stream camera by what you move around, or what you look at when it's your turn. I've really got to turn that off. It's crazy.
Okay. Well, I will jump along.
Yep.
Over to the side here. And I am going to loose a double Eldritch Blast into this slime. There's this gelatinous cube that is currently holding our fine feathered friend. So that was a 9 to hit for 1 damage.
9 is enough.
And a 24 to hit for 4 damage.
So 1 damage becomes 5, thanks to your drow compatriots.
And 9. 5 and 9.
9 total. Another 9. Cool. All right. You start peppering the gelatinous cube with the pudding king inside it, laughing maniacally. He says, "Oh, hey! Now you can join the party."
There we go. Fixed. Okay. Very good. Yes. So I just had to fix that all up. So yeah, I'll just pummel those 2 into him. 5 and 9, so 14 damage, and I will take a little step back as well, and then yell to Fastus, "I don't know what's happening here. We need to get our bird friend out of here."
All right.
Speaking of the bird friend, Paulie, you find yourself inside a gelatinous cube. Okay. Yeah, you are restrained by the cube, and you can start to feel its acidic nature burning away at you. But that will happen on its turn. What do you do?
Just a question though, too. Seeing as it was a surprise attack, can I still attack him for that?
Do you mean him or the gelatinous cube?
Him.
Okay.
Either, really.
Well, it wasn't. I guess you. No, you didn't catch him by surprise.
Yeah, our surprise round was when you got stuck in the cube and my attack hit the cube.
Also, he was not surprised by your
okay.
movement. You.
I was announced.
Not only were you announced, but you made your way sneaking along the area. These oozes and slimes don't see by normal conventional means. They sense vibrations in the ground.
Okay, right. Yep.
So even if you're sticking to shadows, they kind of feel you like the worms from Tremors, like dune worms.
All right, cool.
And
well, all right. Then
so,
I guess I'll still attack him if I can, because
Sure.
he's next to me in the slime, isn't he?
He is within the slime with you. Now, because you are restrained, you do have disadvantage on your attacks.
Yep. No worries. Oh, 25.
25 on the first one. Absolutely, that'll hit.
Those are some good rolls.
Perfect. I'm just going to reroll one of those d6s.
Yep. And I believe you don't get sneak attack because he not only has he has an ally outside him.
Yes, of course. Yeah, right. So 12 damage.
Plus 4, 16. Oh no, because it hits the no.
Yeah, I'm going to say he gets this thing with the 12, but the extra 4 goes to the gelatinous cube.
I won't re-roll that then. I won't, because luckily it was a d8. The d8 was perfect. I was re-rolling part of the sneak attack damage.
Yep.
I'm just going to accept my fate in this fucking cube and just stab him again.
All right.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Dagger again.
You sound very far away. I assume it sounds like you're eating.
I was, yes, yeah. 14 to hit.
14 will hit.
I'm going to re-roll that piercing damage. Oh, doesn't matter. So 8 damage.
Yep, so we got 4 to our dear friend, and then a further 4 to the gelatinous cube.
Oh, that's right, yeah, because then they would be hitting the gelatinous cube.
They're hitting his little shield.
Yep.
And
then yeah, I can't move, so
no,
accept my fate.
Cool. I mean, you can. I mean, I guess next turn you can attempt to make a strength check to get out of the cube, or of course
that would be my action, correct?
Correct. That would be your entire action. It is the Pudding King's turn. He sees you floating around in the acid. He's like, "Yes, be engorged, be gorged, not engorged. Engorged is the other thing. Be gorged."
Sorry, continue.
Join us. Let yourself be eaten. The faceless lord welcomes you to the banquet. And he is going to he starts moving his hands about in intricate ways and sort of breathes into his cupped hands. He pulls his hands in front of his mouth and sort of breathes into them, and then pushes it out towards you and Sorn, Fastos. And a sphere of poisonous-looking yellow-green fog starts spreading around you both.
Gross.
Yikes! That's a big cloud.
Fucking hell.
Cool. You can feel your eyes starting to water and your breath starting to catch, but it won't do anything until the start of your turn. And that is the Pudding King's first turn. The cube, Paulie. You take 66 acid damage.
Oh my god.
Oh, shit.
So that's
Bird's dead.
That's 25 acid damage.
Can I somehow uncanny dodge that?
Sure. Yeah. You know what you do? So there's parts of this cube you're able to like dodge out, so like half of you is outside the cube.
Yeah,
and then
okay.
You kind of get a breath and then get slopped back in.
Okay, cool.
And whilst your armor and stuff is sizzling away, obviously your weapons are fine because they've been coated with that good stuff. And I think you've probably had some of the your armor treated and things like that as well. So it's really just your flesh that's burning away.
Perfect.
All right, we got Fastos, and then we're back at the top of the round. Oh, sorry. Yes, at the start of your turn, make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay. 1 con save. So 12?
Yeah, that is not enough. You're going to take 5d8 poison damage.
I have a resistance to poison damage. Does that make a difference?
That'll halve the
what
damage.
Half the damage. Okay, cool. So
Yep.
what was it? 5d8?
So 17 poison damage.
So that's halved?
I have not halved that yet.
You've not halved it. Okay,
No.
cool. So what's half of 17? So 8, right?
Yep.
Right, there we go. Righto. I'm going to... Is it my turn?
Yes, sorry.
Okay, cool. I'm going to move out of this poison cloud. I'm going to move over here to get a little bit closer to this cube. And I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt on the gelatinous cube that's holding Paulie.
Yep.
So let me go to here. Still figuring out spell books.
Sure.
Don't mind me. Guiding Bolt. First level Guiding Bolt. There we go. So that's an 11 to hit for 13 radiant damage.
Absolutely, that'll hit. So 13
Plus 4.
17 total. You rip into this burning away, sizzling around Paulie. Paulie, you see sort of scorch marks appear in the gelatinous cube, where it sort of burns and hardens, melting away some of the cube itself. It is still looking very, very cube-like, though. And what is Guiding Bolt's other effect? The next attack roll made against this target before the end of your next turn has advantage.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, and for my bonus action, I would like to use Harness Divine Power to regain a second level spell slot.
Sure. What does that look like?
So as I cast Guiding Bolt, like I sort of do a little tuck and roll out of the poison cloud, and I cast my guiding bolt, and with the sparks that come out of the hammer for guiding bolt, I sort of just want to like harness that energy a little bit, and then put it back in the hammer.
I like that. So the sort of the clang of metal when you sort of shoot forth
Yeah.
the guiding bolt, sparks fly off and then sort of get sucked back in as if by magnets.
Yeah, I'd like to think like when I cast my guiding bolt, it's like a like slag that comes out of my hammer and just goes, and the sparks that come off of it, I want to try and like harness that back into the hammer and try to regain a bit of that power.
a piece of the slag when it lands on the Tarrasques cube, obviously like burns its way in like a lead weight, a hot metal ball on an ice cube, and it just sort of melts in towards Paulie, but then cools enough before it actually singes him. And there's just this like lump of slag floating in the gelatinous cube with you, Paulie.
That's cool.
Sorn, can you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Con save. 25.
That is definitely enough. So you're going to take 11 poison damage rather than 22 poison damage.
Nice. Still not great. I jump out of this poisoned cloud. I'm going to go to here. Would that be counted as outside?
Yep.
Cool. And
Now,
I
will say, just because you probably noticed this, it does appear to be moving, this cloud. So just bear that in mind. Like, it's not just sitting there. It seems to be moving like a cloud.
Okay, well, I'm going to move down to here then.
It seems to move only sort of 10 feet at a time. It's got that kind of speed. But just so you know.
Can I discern which direction it will move?
You think that it's being controlled by the Pudding King.
Okay, so whoever he hates the most gets hurt. All right. Do I get advantage on my next attack against the cube, or is it only Fastos?
It's anyone's next. It's just the next person who attacks the cube gets advantage.
Okay. Well, I am going to let a firebolt out at this cube.
Hit it.
Well, that's a bit of a yikes regardless.
Crack him one. Oh.
That is enough though.
12 for 8 damage total.
Yep.
Bless you.
Oh.
Yep. I'll let that go and take one more with a little bit more. just a touch.
That's it.
So use up the last of my movement.
Cool. Paulie, I believe it's your turn.
I am going to use my bonus action to attack with Talon before I get out of here.
Can you do that?
Yeah, I can attack with my bonus action. I don't have to attack both. It's like rogues. I can attack just normally.
Okay.
And then I use my bonus action as an attack as well.
All good. I thought 2-weapon fighting was a like bonus action only happens like after you attack, but that's fine.
I thought that was the case because I mean, like, you know, if you for example, like, you know, if I was using a crossbow, I could fire 2 crossbow bolts.
Yeah, gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Cool.
Okay, with disadvantage, you said yes.
Yeah.
Okay. 14 to hit.
14, and you're hitting the
Pudding King.
Pudding King, yes. 14 does not hit, unfortunately. He seems to be made of tougher stuff than these simple slimes.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
He looks at you from within the cube and just gives you like a.
I'll use my I use my actual action to try and disengage out of this.
Okay. So you can use your action to try and break the restraint.
Yep.
Yep.
You said strength check?
Correct.
Okay. Nope.
It holds you firm.
That's it then.
That's it. Okay. The Pudding King eyes off both Fastos and Sorn, kind of looking at you spread out, and he sort of waves his hand over, and the cloud starts moving towards you, Fastos. One, two. And then he points at you, Sorn.
Mhm.
And a ray of sickening greenish energy lashes out from his finger towards you. And
This motherfucker trying to give me a hangover.
that's right. 24 to hit will hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
You're going to take 4 poison damage,
Mhm.
and you must make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, let me just deduct that 4. And a con save of 18, 19.
Okay, you are not poisoned.
Yeah. I flip him off.
Yeah, he looks down at you, kind of narrows his eyes, and he's like, "Oh, you're made of stronger stuff. Perhaps you would, rather than decompose where you stand, you need some help. It looks like. Rise, my precious friends, rise in the name of Jubilex!" And a small ooze is going to rise out of the throne in front of you.
Stupid small ooze.
A putrescent slime, this sort of overwhelming smell of decay and rot. It's got an incredible stench that you think if you get too close to this thing, it's just going to be like, they just.
Right.
Minimize those noises, please. I'm about to eat dinner.
Cool. It's the cube's turn though.
Time to eat more poorly.
Yeah. Okay. So 66 acid damage. Ooh, this one was a lot better. This is 26 acid damage.
Uncanny dodge.
Sure thing. That's us.
Am I in range of this cloud, or can I keep moving?
You are outside the cloud currently.
You will be back in.
If you don't move, you may be in trouble.
Yeah. I'm going to move a little bit further, a bit closer toward Paulie. Be like, "Hey, get your morning breath out of my face, you fuck!" And I'm going to cast. I'm actually going to cast a not word of radiance, sacred flame cantrip.
Mhm.
And I'd like to cast it on the gelatinous cube. And then I'm just going to say to Paulie, and be like, "Paulie, we'll get you out of there. Don't you worry." And do that. So let's see if I can find it in the thingo. Sacred flame. There we go. So it's a DC 14 dexterity saving throw for 7 damage.
Hey, now these slimes don't look incredibly dexterous. So it's going to take the full 7 radiant and then a further 4 thanks to your drow allies outside the front door. You actually hear the sounds of battle popping off in the other room as some drow obviously still positioned at the front of the room to shoot through this fog cloud. But you can definitely, it sounds like war is raging on between the dwarves, gnomes, drow, and the other slimes. Cool. Anything else, Fastos?
Yes, I'm going to use my bonus action to cast a second level bless. Oh wait, no, that's an action. No, that's the other one. Searing Smite. I want to cast Searing Smite on myself.
Mhm.
So the next time you hit a creature with a melee weapon, your weapon flares with a white hot intensity. So the sacred flame comes out, comes down from the sky, and as the light sort of opens up and then flickers out, a little piece of that comes and hits my hammer, and you see my hammer start to glow with a white hot intensity.
Hells yeah. Cool. So you are buffed, ready for your next attack.
Yeah.
As we go into Sorn's turn, then Paulie.
Someone will look at this stupid fucking ooze. And jump back a few feet. And it's gotta be done. It's gotta be done. And I'm gonna blast it.
All right.
With a fire bolt. It's a 16 to hit
Absolutely, that'll hit.
for 8 plus 4 damage.
All right, it is bloodied by that strike.
And then going to bonus action healing word myself. For 8 additional hit points. And
cool.
that is my turn.
Excellent. Paulie.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna do the same thing as last time. Bonus action attack with Talon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. No.
Bum, bum.
No. And I'll try and get
Swimming
out.
through the cube, trying to get to the Pudding King. He just kind of keeps floating out of the way of you.
Yeah. 13.
Ooh, that could be better. A 13 is enough. You are deposited
Yay!
within 5 feet of the cube. So if you want to move yourself, one
I will fly. I will fly up. Like.
And you are no longer restrained, so you can turn that off on
Yeah.
D&D Beyond.
Perfect. How do I turn that off? Actually.
It's in the conditions tab in D&D Beyond.
Ah, thank you. Yep. Yep. Got it. Perfect. And I will fly up probably 20 feet.
Cool. The gelatinous cube will make an attack of opportunity.
That is fair enough.
Completely whiffs that. It tries to grab you to pull you back in, but you easily sort of swim out of the way in midair.
I'll go 20 feet and I'll go just back up a little bit, like to there.
Sure. All right.
And my turn.
The Pudding King says, "Oh, little birdie, come back. You're not fully digested yet." And so I'm not moving that. I'm just getting access to the token. And he says, "Little slimeling, if you can kill that dark elf, you shall be the next prince." And he turns to you, Fastos, and says, "Oh, a big, strong dwarf full of muscles and meat and tendons. Don't tell me you're here to kill me, are you?"
No, I'm just here to flatten your skull. What the fuck do you think I'm here for?
How will you flatten my skull when the very muscles are falling off your bones, ready to be slurped up? And a black beam of energy springs forth from the Pudding King. And he rolls a 18 to hit.
Nah, that doesn't hit my AC.
You get the shield up, and the magic kind of bounces off you, lances away into the rock face, where it cracks off some of the rocks, but you are unharmed.
Okay, cool.
And he says, metal. Well, no bother. We'll just have to eat you from the inside out, and we'll just leave the metal on the ground where it lay. All right. Slime's turn. Good old slimy boy. Oh yes, comes right up on you, Sorn.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna hit you with one of these pseudopoods.
Can I please hellish rebuke that?
You certainly can. Oh, he got a crit.
Yikes.
So that's 18 bludgeoning damage and 10 poison damage.
28. Holy shit.
Fucking
Yeah,
hell.
and I will, hellish rebuke that. 5 plus 4 damage, 9.
This thing is barely clinging to life. It's scorched, mark. It's sort of barely a puddle left standing, but it certainly is. And you from that smell of hot. It went from a smell of garbage to now a smell of hot garbage.
Nice.
And on your turn, I'm going to need you to make a cons saving throw or throw up, but we'll get to that. The gelatinous cube does not move. It stays there, surrounding its master as we move to Fastos.
Alrighty. How high is this platform up here?
Excellent question. Let me check my notes. Let's say it's 10 feet up to the first instance, and then another 5 feet up for the second.
Okay.
So 15 total.
Okay, because I've got a movement of 25 feet, but I'd like to get like up here.
Sure.
Is that possible with my movement?
Give me an athletics check.
Sure. Give me a second. Attributes, athletics. 17.
Yeah, I think you can scale up that wall for sure.
So I'm gonna use my movement to scale up to about here.
Mhm.
Oop, I'm colliding with walls.
Oh, sorry, there's a wall there. Yeah.
Yeah. And as I like get up, I want to believe that I can just like sort of like step up and then just like come down with my hammer to the gelatinous cube, and I want to attack the gelatinous cube.
Sure.
Actions. Warhammer. It's a 15 to hit.
That'll definitely hit.
Cool. And it is now. It's also hit by my searing smite as well. So it takes 2d6 fire damage. Believe it takes 2d6 fire damage on each of its turns. Let me just double check that.
What's the regular damage first?
So, hang on, I'll do that. One of those. 3.
7.
So it doesn't hit. The Warhammer doesn't hit very well. It doesn't connect very well. But the main thing was it got hit by the searing smite. So let's have a look. Clear this shit off. And the attack deals an extra 2d6 fire damage to the target and causes the target to ignite in flames at the start of each of its turn until the spell ends. The target must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, it takes 2d6 fire damage. On a successful save, the spell ends. So he takes 2d6 fire damage now, and on the start of his turn, should he fail a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
So I'm just going to roll those 2d6.
Yep.
So he takes 10 fire damage.
Hells yeah.
And on my bonus action, I believe there was still something I could do on my bonus action. Just give me a second to reread this because I had it all planned out, and then I started.
Once I started, it all fell
things.
apart. Yeah.
Huh?
Once you started, it all fell apart.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and on my bonus action, I want to use my other harness divine power. So I want to take a bit of that fire that's coming from the gelatinous cube, and then I'm just going to stick it back into the head of my hammer. It's ting, and I'm going to gain 1 second level spell slot.
Hells yeah.
Okay. And that's my turn.
Okay. Zorn.
Alright, I have to make... What save do I need to make currently?
Oh, yes. So it is a Constitution saving throw.
I'm going to see if I can do anything to fix that. Yep. I'm going to roll 2d4 on top with my favored by the gods to get a 12.
12 is just short, unfortunately. You start retching and become poisoned until the start of your next turn.
Okay. I'm also going to just slash at this dude with my Stormlord's blade. For 6 plus 4, 10 damage.
So you are at a disadvantage with this attack, I believe.
Ooh, yep. No, it's a melee.
Melee
Stormlord's blade.
spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still like an attack. Like you still have to attack with it. As in, but it's based off your spell modifier, so you still need to roll to attack. But you add your charisma and proficiency.
Ah, yeah, I clicked the wrong button. That's all. Yeah.
And with disadvantage. Look, it's very unlikely you'll miss.
Yeah. It's they're both 11 damage plus 4, 15 total.
How do you want to do this?
I'm just gonna fucking zap the blade through it. It's like, fuck off.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's about all I can do with that one.
All right. Okay, we find Paulie. You are floating above Fastos and the gelatinous cube containing the Pudding King. What do you do?
I'm going to swoop at the ooze, just like literally just above Fastos' head. So just be right above him and attack with Talon and a dagger. Now I do get my bonus if I hit this because I am like aligned with an ally.
Yes.
21.
21 will certainly hit.
Sorry, the gelatinous cube. 19 damage. And then with my dagger. Sorry, didn't mean to roll twice. 18.
18 will definitely hit.
7 damage. Sorry, that's actually if I add it up. So 23 damage. Sorry, and then that's 11 damage as well because of the extra 4 from the crossbow.
Yeah, I factored in the extra 4 on the first one. That's cool.
Okay,
cool.
sorry, cool.
This thing is barely clinging to itself, and it looks like it's sort of wibble wobble jelly on a plate about to shatter. What else do you do?
I'm going to go right back to where I was. The beauty of being a swoopy boy.
The Pudding King does something he forgot to do last round, which is move the Stinky Cloud closer to each of you. And
would I be out of it up at that high?
It's 20 feet around, like it's a 20 feet sphere, so no.
Okay.
And he laughs from within the pudding. I mean, from within the cube. It sounds a little bit muffled, like he's kind of talking to you underwater. In fact, you get a lot of like, what do you think you're doing? You have no chance to eat me at all. I am the Pudding King.
Was actually his whole speech before, like before we started fighting him, so we couldn't actually hear him. It was just muffled the whole time.
Exactly. He looks up at you, Paulie, and says, "Oi, back off my cube!" But it's more like, "Oi, back off my cube!" And he points up at you, and you must make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Why wisdom saving throw? Huh?
Yeah.
Oh my god, 18.
Okay. You sort of a jagged crown starts to form around your head, but you shake it away, realizing that it's it's not real. It's not important. And he sees that, and he's very upset. The old Mr. King, Mr.
Hey, that's a first time ever that not being enslaved by someone. So
That's actually quite nice for once that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And he says, "Fine, if you won't become my minion, I'll make my own. Rise!" And another ooze starts to form out from the throne itself. This time of a different kind of shape, which I will summon in a moment. I had to refresh my page, so it is taking a minute to load. While we're waiting for that, hello Twitch and YouTube chat. I hope you're enjoying the Pudding King battle as much as I am. I don't think I've done any... Oh, I've done some real damage. You guys,
You've hurt me.
Yeah, Paulie looks a bit hurt. I think Sorn looks a bit hurt.
Yeah, Son looks very hurt.
Fastos is wondering what all the fuss is about.
Damn hardy dwarves.
So a blob of green slime falls from the ceiling above Fastos and Paulie. I need you both to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay. Are we still affected by that necrosis
Yes.
from last session? Okay. Just making
18.
sure.
18 is good. You swoop out of the way.
17.
17 is also good. You swoop out of the way and avoid this thing splash down next to you. But it is near you, but it doesn't hit you directly on the way down. This ichor ooze, if you remember.
Oh, they're the bad ones.
They're the ones that are resistant to necrotic damage, isn't it?
This one is sort of giving off a lot of heat.
Right.
But yes, you think it's sort of a blackened, dying acid with sort of a molten core.
Okay.
That's the Pudding King's turn. The Gelatinous Cube's turn is going to reach out and try and bop ya. Bastos. But I assume a 12 does not cut it.
No, absolutely not.
Does it feel very different playing a tanky character that just doesn't get hit?
A little bit. It's still nerve-wracking because I'm the one trying to soak up all the damage. But yeah, it sort of just got dropped in the deep end for this one. Still learning how to play a cleric.
That's fine. You are doing great as the ichor ooze who dropped down next to you tries to get up to you, but you're able to sort of beat it back with the shield, preventing it from getting in between the slits in your gauntlets, and able to fight it off. It is your turn.
Sweet. I'm going to cast protection from energy on myself. And I'm going to choose acid damage.
Yep.
So basically what it looks like is Fastos, with that power that he harnessed from the divine from before, he's just going to go like on his shield, and you see his shield sort of like the indents in his shield start to glow with like a bright green. And then he goes, "Bring it on, you fat dauber." And that is a 3rd level spell. So I'm now resistant to acid damage, and with my bonus action, I just want to look the Pudding King dead in the eye. I don't want to cast another 2nd level Searing Smite on my hammer, and I'm sort of just going to ready myself for a mano fight.
I think you can't cast a spell as an action and a bonus action on the same turn.
Oh, wait, no. No, you're absolutely right. And it's concentration spell, so I can't even cast it. No, I forgot about that.
Right.
Like I said, still working on the thing. But what else can I do on my bonus action? I don't think I can do much. Unless I want to just like I just want to like ready myself, I guess. That's about it.
Sure. Whisper a prayer to your gods. Have you? You don't have to right now, but have you mentioned your god's name out loud around these guys?
Not
at
out
all?
loud, no.
No.
I've sort of shouted Muradin out in the middle of combat, but other than that, I haven't really spoken about him too much.
Yeah, gotcha. Cool. All right, Sorn, you're up.
All right, I'm just gonna just continue doing what I do best.
Oh wait, sorry to interrupt you. I do need, because you started your turn, Fastos, in the cloud. You have to make a con save.
Oh yeah, sure. One con
Sorry,
save.
John. I have to murder your friends first.
No,
18.
that's fun. It happens.
18 means you take half damage. So you would have taken 19. So we'd bump that down to 9. And
Yep,
then
and
you
then I
are
take
also
half that
resistant.
again.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'll take 4 damage.
Wouldn't that be if he's already halved it? Wouldn't that then just make it immune?
No.
Yeah.
No.
No? Okay.
No, because resistance is any poison damage you take half.
Oh, okay.
I'm still
sorry.
taking
Yep,
poison
I
damage, so
understand.
yeah,
it checks
then
out.
you would have to be immune. I understand. Sorry.
I think for you, Paulie, you eventually get that uncanny dodge where it's like if you dodge and succeed, you take no damage or something. Like
Yeah,
I think
that's
you
correct,
Get
yeah.
an evasion thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Cool.
Cool. All right, Sorn, back to you.
So, anyways, started blasting. That's all I
I'll
got.
be back in just a moment.
We're gonna blast him.
Blast the cube.
That is an 11 to hit.
Definitely will hit the cube.
For 3 plus a 4 fire damage.
So that's 7. How do you want to do this?
Yes.
Just have him fucking fizzle out.
So burning
Leaving.
away, melting away the gelatinous cube kind of steams away under the power of your fire, and I think you're no longer poisoned.
Just trying to fix my Beyond 20 plugin. It's not doing it again.
All good. Would you like to move or do any bonus actions at all?
No. I'll take a step. Take one step. I'll just jump over a little bit.
Cool.
Like this. And that is it.
All right, Paulie, can you give me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Yes. 9.
Okay. You're going to take 24 damage.
I luckily have a ring of poison resistance that I
That's
have
excellent.
had. I have had that for a very long time and never had a chance to use it. And I mean a very long time.
Since like the first boss or so.
Yeah, it was pretty well from our first encounter.
Man.
Got it
Yeah.
from like the bugbear or some shit.
Yeah.
You can go watch that
alright.
season 1. The season
All right, so
1
that was
poison.
12. So that goes into 12 damage then. Cool.
Yeah.
And then I will fucking slap this Pudding King as hard as Talon can.
Yep.
Actually, no, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to fly up. I'm going to go the other side so I don't have a thing go. And then I'm going to swoop down. Boom. 24 to hit.
24 will certainly hit.
Fucking take this. 26 damage. Holy shit.
Ooh, shit. 26 damage. He doesn't love that. He's not quite bloodied yet, but he sort of screeches and howls in pain now that you can hear him properly.
Will this make him bloody? Let's find out. 23 to hit.
23 will hit.
Come on. Alright, just that one. Oh, actually, that's 40 like 30 damage in total. That there is 11 damage.
Yes, that pushes him into a bloodied state as he howls and yowls, upset that you have fucked this day.
I'm going to flip him off and then fly 20 feet up into the air again, and I'm going to stand back, just like. Actually, one second. Let me just count my movement so I don't be a dick about this.
Yeah, because you had to come down.
Yep, that's correct. Yep, so
Yeah.
20 feet. Yeah, okay. I won't fly up. I'll just fly to there. Okay, but I'll go up 20 feet because I can do that still.
Sure.
And then I'll just fly to there.
Cool. It is the Pudding King's turn. He sees you flip him off, and then he flips you off double, and then turns them towards you, and the cloud moves.
I knew it.
Okay, I'm back. What I miss?
And it encases both you and Fastos within the cloud.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's see if he charges his. Oops, that's a D16, not a D6. Why would I ever need a D16 game? Okay, cool. He looks. He's flipped you off, Paulie. The cloud rolls in. He can see your silhouette kind of batting its wings in there around. And yeah, he looks up at you and says, "Are you sure you don't want to worship Drupalex the Faceless One? You'd make a great minion."
Do I have to do another check?
Yes.
Damn it! One sec.
This guy's really needy.
He is very needy. Come on.
Oh,
Yes.
Paulie's just going to tell him to go fuck himself.
all his wisdom's like stepped up this time.
I think he really hates anything cube-like or ooze-like at this point. So the idea of even like forcefully having to join him sounds terrible.
Yeah. When that, he sees it, so the crown forming on you again, he's like, yes, yes. And then you shake it away again, and like, fuck you. He's like, no! Damn it! Well, if that's the way you want to play it, and he points up at the sky, and another bit of green slime falls down at you, Paulie. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Yep, no worries. 1 second. Dexterity, boom. Ooh, 15.
Yes, so you dodge out of the way as another one of these
Thank God.
oozes falls from the sky, just to the side of you. Okie dokie. Then we've got the one next to Jacob, Fastos, reaches out and attempts to grab hold of you once again. But I assume a 13 will not hit. And it's your turn, Fastos.
We've lost him.
His internet's carked it, so he's back in a moment.
Okay. Turn off the overlay that is now ruined. Alright, well, we'll skip his turn for now. The one beneath you, Paulie, is going to throw sort of a motive itself, some hot magma at you, but with a 9 to hit, it's just not going to do it.
Thank God.
We go to Sorn's turn.
All right, Son's gonna start blasting again. And he's gonna jump back this way, just a touch, and target old mate Pudding King, and start blasting. That is a 17 to hit for 9 fire damage plus a 4 piercing damage from our friends.
Excellent. Yeah, he doesn't like that, so he catches a little bit on fire, and he's like, ah! Fire! Are you sure you're not open to higher?
I'm sure. He just hears in his head, I will never work for you.
Cool. Anything else, Son?
Nope, that is it. I had my movement, I had my blasting,
Sound check.
and yelled into his brain.
He's back.
I'm back. Okay, good. You guys can hear me. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, my internet just carked it for a moment there.
That's all right. We
sorry.
skipped your turn, but we can go back to it. Let's go to Fastos.
Okay. I would like to rage. No, wrong character. I'm actually gonna cast Word of Radiance. So it's a 5-foot range. So I'm just gonna move up to the Pudding King, and I'm just gonna stand on the same platform as he is.
Yes.
If I can, if it
Actually,
lets me.
before you do that, I will need you to
Yeah.
do a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh yeah, of course. Hang on a second. 1 con save, coming right up. It's 16.
Yep, cool. So you take half of 17.
Maths. 8, 4 damage again. Correct?
Yes.
Okay, good. 6, 3. And then, yeah, I'm going to use my movement to get up to the Pudding King, just like get up behind him, but it's not letting me get up there. So I just want to go like here.
Sure.
It's not letting me.
I've moved you behind him.
Have you?
Yes.
Okay, I might have to refresh my page then.
That's fine.
But I'm gonna cast Word of Radiance. And the Word of Radiance is fuck off isn't a word. Fuck off is a command. Fuck off! And he's going to take, I think it's like 2d6 radiant damage, but I'm going to have to double check that. Word of Radiance, yeah, 2d6. So I'll just roll those 2d6 in here, just because it's already loaded up. So he's going to take 9 radiant damage.
Yep.
And okay, cool. Right, I'm all loaded up now. And yeah, I'm hoping that that'll like get his attention.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you have his attention because Paulie told him to fuck off, and then you've told him to fuck off. And
Oh, I missed that. Okay, cool. I'm glad we're in sync here, Paulie.
I also told him to fuck off.
This is the power of friendship. The power.
Basically, yeah. And I'm gonna. I think Word of Radiance takes an action. Yeah, it does. So I'm gonna end my turn there.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna like face him with my sort of like hammer and shield up in the air, sort of like, come on, you fat dauber, fuck off.
All right. And with that, we go past. Then Sorn shoots him, and we get to Paulie's turn. Paulie, you are within the cloud kill. Can you please give me a con saving throw, please?
14?
14 is enough. You would have taken 23 damage. You get to halve it and halve it again.
Yay, great. So what's that? I'm math.
Half of 23 is 11. And then half of that is
5.
5. Yeah, 5.
Awesome. Great, thank God, because I am almost dead. I'm going to dive bomb and attack the Pudding King with Talon and my Dagier.
Okay.
You know, the usual repertoire.
Yeah.
19.
19 will hit.
I'm going to re-roll one of those d6s. Boom. Okay, great. So that's an extra 4, 21. 25 damage in total with the crossbow.
Oh, yeah. How do you want to do this?
Oh, just honestly, just like maybe skewer his hand and then stab him into the ground. I want to hear him and his pleas for mercy before I let Thastos just bring his hammer down on his head.
Yeah, so he pinned his hand to the slime throne, and he's like, no, you haven't won. We will rise from our children. We will be reborn from the faceless lord. Jubilex will consume the banquet of the queen of the fungi, and we will all grow.
And I'm gonna bring my hammer up like high up in the air. I'm gonna drop my shield for a second. I'm gonna bring my hammer up over my shoulder. This is from my wife, ya wee bastard. I'm just going to cave his fucking head in.
Yeah. Goes crunch, and bits of brain and blood and gnomeness go flying out. This was a real physical being, just with, slime powers. The headless, or, the decapitated form of the gnome lies limp upon the slime throne.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Mm.
Is battle still commencing? Are the slimes still around?
The slimes are still around. They,
Okay.
yeah.
Then I am going to shoot up 20 feet into the air. Oh, actually, fuck. Well, he's going to get an attack of opportunity on me anyway.
Certainly is.
The ooze, yeah, it's 10 feet up, isn't it?
Oh yeah, so you're a little bit up, so you certainly could have attacked him without it. And also, I think if you really wanted to, your bonus action can disengage, right?
Oh, that's right. I didn't even use my bonus action, did I? Well, actually, then okay, that's okay. Sorry, I forgot I only just did the one attack. I'll attack my dagger at the other one, at the one closest to.
That'll definitely hit.
Perfect. Sorry, I forgot I did an attack. 10 damage.
10 damage. Right. So you hear the sounds of battle still ringing out in the cavern to the north, and as the Pudding King lies dead, flaccid atop the slime throne, his blood mixing with the slime beneath him. You see a sort of shimmer and shake in these oozes and slimes, and they don't seem to be as focused directly, like all their attention is on you, such as it was before. But you are still around them, and they sense you, and they appear to be coming after you. In fact, the one over that Fastos walked away from. In fact, actually, it would have gotten an attack of opportunity on Fastos, but we've come too far now. Now it's going to slurp its way up onto the edge here and attempt to nom him, failing horribly. Fastos, it's your turn.
I'm going to say to these oozes, it probably can't hear me, but I'm going to do it anyway. Like, your king's skull is split open. Who wants some? And I'm gonna attack this ooze here with my hammer.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna do one of these. So it's a 15 to hit.
15 will certainly hit.
Cool. And he takes 7 bludgeoning damage.
Cool. A solid hit. But still well strong, and it's kind of reaching out at you with its tendrils, looking to, take you into itself. And be friends.
That picture is kind of terrifying.
The other one near
especially
you,
considering it's a cleric in the fucking thinger.
Yeah. The other one near you, Paulie, is going to throw a mote of molten self at you with an 18 to hit.
That hits.
That's 6 fire damage.
Ow! I'm almost dead.
Sorn.
Blast.
What you blasting? The one near Paulie? Yeah.
What you blasting?
What you blasting?
That is a 10 to hit
That'll hit.
for 18 fire damage plus 4 piercing damage.
Jesus, that's crazy.
Yeah, I got a max roll. Not a max, but almost.
Yeah.
The fire flies, the fiery bolt flies into this thing, and its hot nature is just even further lit up by the fire, and you don't think it did anything. But the crossbow bolts do some.
Yikes. I'm just gonna yell. They don't seem to care about fire. Don't do fire. I tried.
Paulie.
I'll back up a little bit as well.
Paulie, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna try and fucking murder this little ooze next to me.
Mm-hmm. swooping down, talon and dagger in hand. Heeding the warning of Sorn not to use fire damage against something that also throws fire.
I don't know how to use fire damage.
They didn't attack me with fire yet. One of them, the only one I saw, tried to vomit on me.
That's true.
Oh, that's right. You didn't actually go these ones.
No.
Did you? No.
Weren't paying attention as Paulie had fire thrown at him.
Yeah, look.
I try not to pay attention to Paulie too.
That's fair enough.
I thought he was dead.
22 damage.
That is enough. And how would you want to do this?
Just, I'm just sick of these fucking slimes in general. So it is just efficient. It's like, I'm just trying to wipe them off the face of the fucking earth.
Yep. Brilliant.
I've had it with these motherfucking slimes in this motherfucking cave.
Yeah. Alright, I'm going to jump in and attack this dagger. Attack with my dagger for this one. Then I'm going to jump right back afterwards. Will 15 hit?
Absolutely.
Yep. Perfect. Okay, 10 damage.
It looks bloodied after that display.
Alright. Just going to hop behind fastest. And then end my turn there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The ooze attempts to grab hold of Fastus.
Oh, excuse me.
And no, just never mind. Don't worry about it. Fastus, you're up.
Do I need to take an action to drop a spell, or can I just drop a spell as a free action?
There's a free action you can stop.
Okay, cool. Because I'm going to drop my protection from energy.
Yep.
And I'm going to cast Aura of Vitality. It's a 3rd level spell. And think it's... Oh, wait. No, I can't. Shit, I've only got a 2nd level spell slot left. Fucking damn it. Never mind. I'm just going to cast Sacred Flame on the ooze in front of me. And so Sacred Flame is a Dex 15 saving throw.
Yep. It fails.
It fails. Fantastic. It's going to take 2d8 radiant damage. And it takes 15. That's a fucking good hit.
It's barely standing.
Yeah, I imagine I tried to cast Aura of Vitality, and because I saw how Paulie was doing, I'm like, I might need a bit of time. I'm having some performance issues, and then I'd be like, but I can do this, and then cast Sacred Flame on the ooze.
Brilliant, love it. All right. Anything else?
No, that's it. I am my turn.
Cool. Sorn.
So I'm gonna just skadoosh this guy. Instead of a blast, he's gonna skadoosh.
Of course.
Yeah. So that's crit.
What's this skadoosh?
The skadoosh is 27 to hit. There's a second skadoosh coming for.
Eldritch Blast.
Yes,
right.
yes. So 27 to hit for 7 damage plus 4 plus.
How do you want to do this?
Okay, I don't even need to fire the second one. The second one just goes wide to where, through where he was. You just say the skadoosh, and he just evaporates. Slime is thrown across the far wall.
Yeah.
With the force of the Eldritch Blast, and then the other Eldritch Blast just zings on straight past you and hits the wall where the slime hit.
Excellent.
He's doubling down, you got to do that double tap.
The room you're in goes quiet. You can still hear the sounds of battle ringing from beyond, and I still hear the basic underdark sounds of squelching and slurping of this place. But you seem safe for now, with the Pudding King dead atop his slime throne.
Paul is just going to collapse a little bit because he is in a lot of pain.
Are we out of combat now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I would like to cast a second level prayer of healing. It's got a 30-foot range, so I'm going to have to measure.
I mean, you're out of combat, so you don't need to. If you
I
tell
know.
the guys to huddle up, I'm sure we can imagine that they do.
Hey, lads, huddle up. I got one more spell left in me.
I cannot get up there.
I flop like a little bit closer to you.
Yep. I respect it. So you're going to recover 6 points of healing.
Thank you. Everything helps.
It's not a lot, but
No, everything helps.
not
I'm
one of my
okay.
best rolls.
I don't mind. Health is good.
Mm-hmm.
With that little bit of a boost, I'm gonna find some energy and loot the Pudding King.
Okay.
I've also sent you a message on Facebook there.
Okay.
Of an idea. It's just all I need from you is a yes or a no.
Sure.
Okay.
While I'm working that out, while I'm pulling it up. Oh yeah. I think that's cool. Do you want to do that in this session, or do you want to do that like outside the session?
I feel like I would do that at the end of this battle because this was our like main goal that we were trying to achieve, and it's happened.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let me resolve what Paulie finds first. And
Yes.
Then we'll, so Paulie, can you give me a perception check, please?
Yes.
That's a good one.
18.
Pretty good. You've noticed that the footstool of the throne is like a squat petrified mushroom, but when you lift the cap off the mushroom, there's like a hollow compartment in the stem. And inside is 60 gold.
Sure, yep.
And 30 electrum.
Dope.
There's
I'll halve that right now with the boys, or I'll throw three-way that with the boys, so I'll just chuck them the money, so 20 gold each.
Three-way. Thanks, pal.
No worries. And then so 20 gold, 10 electrum. Yep. Sorry, continue.
There is also like a gourd, like a squash. And inside, you actually pick it up and you feel like sloshing. And inside is a potion of poison. And a small, what appears to be like a bone scroll case. And you pop that open, and inside appeared to be 2 sheets of something. It's written in sort of magical arcana something. And the other thing that rolls into your eye like a marble is an eyeball, sort of a kind of a glass eyeball.
Okay, cool. So there was what was in the gourd again? Sorry.
A potion of poison.
Potion of poison. Okay, I'm just writing it in.
Yeah. And then you've also found 2 spell scrolls.
Yeah.
And I will just tell you what is on them for ease now. I'm in canon. I think probably Sorn has to take a look at them and tell you. But they are conjure minor elementals and speak with plants.
Which one of you guys wants what?
What was the conjure one again? Sorry.
Minor elemental.
I'll take the minor. I'll take the minor elemental one.
Yeah, cool.
I feel like that'll come in handy.
Absolutely.
Someone will just toss the other one into his bag.
Yeah,
Won't even look at it.
Can I get one of you to identify this eyeball for me?
Would you like an arcana check?
No, I do have an identify spell. Problem is I've got no more spell slots left.
I can identify things.
So I can do it. I can do it a little later.
Wait, can you identify just by looking at him? You said.
I can just make an arcana check if Dan's okay with that, because someone understands a lot of magic.
You can get a feel for you're trained in magic, so while it's not you may not know it's pure
the
purpose.
exact.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, cool. I'll pass it to you.
All right, someone will pop that, and that is that's a 13.
You get the feeling of it is there's some sort of divination magic as part of this, but you're not really sure.
I think it's Can I sort of riff that in my own way?
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
All right. I believe there's a faint tinge of divination to this. Something you might be able to gleam or scry. If it's an eyeball, that's what I'm assuming. I don't know, but we may have to take the time to figure this out.
Well, I tell you what.
So
Let's go to the pub, have a little bit of ale, and I'll identify it after I've had a short rest.
Sounds good, because I mean, the only way I could really identify it is just by stabbing my eye out and then replacing it. I don't really think that's a smart move.
I could. No.
Is this the eye? Yeah.
My eye's not doing too good lately.
Maybe it's the eye of Vecna, you know?
Oh god. Oh god. Someone's already teleported away from the group once.
Can I have a little just look around the room and see if there's like any chests or anything like that too?
Sure. Yeah, with the
perception check I did previously.
Yeah, with the perception check you've already done. The only other thing you really find is on the Pudding King himself, he has a pick that looks like a sort of a gnomish pick, but it's of quite good quality and make. You think it's sort of better than the average pick?
Pickaxe?
It'd be like a pickaxe, yeah, a war pick.
Yeah, okay.
And it's a +1 war pick.
Oh, well, there you go, Fastus.
Oh, okay. I'll take that. It'll come in handy, I suppose.
+1 for anything's great, mate.
Yeah. I'm just gonna put that like in my
Maybe it's
in my
magical.
in my tool belt.
+1 would mean magical.
It would be. Is there anything else that's metallic around?
Kate just said, is there butterscotch sauce because of the magic pudding? And yes, you find a small jar of butterscotch sauce, Paulie.
Tasty.
That I think probably would function like a minor healing potion, because it's got butterscotch in it, and you've got the ring of was it? You got that ring that lets you drink liquor, and then
I got the amulet of the drunkard. Yeah, yeah. It's great. It's it's a really good amulet actually. It's a greater healing potion every day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just by getting sloshed.
I'm gonna stock up on some cask wine. Just have some boxes of fucking wine around me at all times.
Unfortunately, the more you look around this throne, there doesn't seem to be any other chests. Or
okay.
The Pudding King didn't seem to be one for material possessions.
Material goods. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's go see how the army's going. I reckon.
So now that we've wrapped that up, Sorn, did you want to?
I did send you an extra thing as well. Yep, that's the thing.
All right then, keep your secrets.
We can either wait until we're back at town, or
up to you. When do you reach out, essentially? And I already know how I've taken some of what you put. I'm taking a piece of what you put out, and I'm also weaving it with my own stuff, you know. So.
Yes, absolutely. Son will just tell you guys to just wait a moment. And he'll find a nice little secluded section of the cabin, preferably in the dark. Sit down and cross his legs and start having try to commune with Talos, just to convey that and thank. He'll be like, Talos,
what words do you use? Yeah. Sorry.
Talos, thank you for your aid. Thank you for your power. We have achieved our goal in quashing the Pudding King's plans for this town. I will need your aid again in future. I fear this is not the end of our journey, but...
What's this?
Thank you.
A manling reaches forth from the real to me? You have a realness about you, manling. You break off a piece of my power. To fight what? A Pudding King. Something of the imagination, no doubt. Something of... not my realm, no. Something more demonic. Something scarier. But I see you in the real. That is not my world. The fact that you bring my power there. And you are of time, not limitless. There is something divine about you. But even the gods are young to me, little manling, and then you are nothing. But perhaps you can be useful to me. Outside my realm, where I have not all the power, but some. You have defeated some sort of king in his realm. That is nothing. Continue on, though. I shall send you inspiration. Perhaps while you sleep. Sleep well, little manling.
And you'll notice that if any of you guys are paying attention, in the dark little corner of the room where Sorn is sitting and communing, generally when he speaks to Talos, there's a very electrifying presence, a blue static electricity that will thrum across the surface of him. And this doesn't look like that. And he looks very uneasy.
Right, okay.
And very worried. And he just sort of gets up and will dust himself off. And his eye that was very cloudy is stormy and dark and tainted, not as light anymore.
Can I make a religion check? Just to see if I would know, as a cleric, like, what's going on?
Yeah, sure. You can give me a religion check. And obviously you didn't hear any of that, right? But
No.
you certainly see some signs, right?
It's a 12. Hang on. I'm proficient in religion. Does that make a difference?
Yeah.
On my rolls, or
no. It's you get a +3 because of your training, and you rolled a 9.
That's what proficiency is.
yeah, right. Okay, cool.
But it also can mean that I might ask, if you're trained in Arcana, I'll let you do this rather than just having a high score. Right?
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah. You with that roll, you don't gather a lot. You definitely have seen the power that Sorn wields, and it is similar to your divine magic, only in the sense that it's like it's probably not even cousins, but it's definitely more on that side of things. And yes, but some of the magic you've seen him wield is, alien to you.
Okay.
And so when you see this, like, obviously you haven't known him long enough to know anything about a lot of the electricity kind of stuff. But
yeah, I'm just going to ask if he's all right.
Yeah.
He
Yes,
seems
you all good, mate?
To be determined. Not sure yet. Something doesn't feel.
You'll have to like and subscribe to make sure you stay abreast with the story and find out more.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about it, mate, your captain's here for you.
Cheers, Captain. I'll keep that in mind.
I'll pat him on the back.
Yeah, Storm will just sort of dust himself off and say, "Well,
after patting him on the back, I'm going to collapse after my first step."
And Son will sort of reach down and help Paulie, help him back to his feet and help him out of the room. If that's where we're going,
definitely need it.
As you make your way up out of the room, Sorn and Paulie kind of shoulder and shoulder. You're not quite sure who's helping who up, or whether they're both leaning on each other to create upward momentum and then move
Lean
forward.
on me when you're not strong.
Fastus, though, seemingly unaffected by the entire boss fight, was just way too hardy to even these slimes to lay a hand on him. You're leaving the chamber? You kind of make your way out.
I'm guessing like Paulie and Sorn are sort of walking out of the chamber. I'm going to keep looking at the Pudding King's corpse.
Sure.
As they walk off, and be like, I don't feel any better. I'm gonna kill every last ooze in this fucking kingdom. And I'm gonna smack him in the head with my hammer one more time before walking away from it. But you can still see that Fastos is still quite bothered by the Pudding King's death.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wasn't gratifying enough for him.
Yeah.
Actually, while you're having that point, I'm gonna go to Sorn. Actually, Sorn, we should go grab that body. And then I guess we'll walk back in.
You just turn around and Fastos is still smacking him with the fucking hammer.
Yeah, Son will just you like.
Yeah, just like it was. You feel skull pieces being pushed wetly into the throne by beneath your hammer.
Son will just take out a little dagger that he's got tucked in his boot and just remove the Pudding King's hand as proof that we've done it.
And then I'm gonna just because I'm feeling pretty emotional while I'm in this much pain. I'm gonna ask, wait, Fastus, are you all good? I mean, look, we got him. What's up? Why are you still smacking his? Why are you making his skull part of the interior of the throne?
I have a side gig as an interior decorator. No. Look, I had to come clean. The reason that I'm standing with you side by side today is because this bastard killed my wife. And
I'll leave the dagger in its chest if there's any chest left. As soon as Son hears that, he's like, "Fuck this guy."
I turn around to the boys and I'm like, I don't feel any better at all. She's still gone, and there's no bringing that back.
I don't think that kind of pain ever's really done, and revenge and that kind of thing is something that, look, we all want and we'll all get it, but it doesn't change whether someone's gone, they're past. What you need and what might help is a change of scenery. Now, the offer I offered you before was a bit rude, I have to admit. But I mean, you're also pretty racist. So there's something we're going to have to work on with that. But how about you come join us? And the only prerequisite I've got, you get full rights as a crew member. You're not an intern. You get paid the whole shebang.
Hey, what?
But you've got to take some sensitivity training. Because
go to therapy.
You need some sensitivity training that may help you out with your wife and stuff, but more or less it's going to make you okay with crew members. Now, pirate ships are known for being equal and fair. That's the life of being a pirate. So you got to accept that by accepting the people around you.
Listen, I spent enough time around dwarves that it just sort of baked into my language, but I'm willing to change that if you'll have me. Fastos sees the boomkree on your hip there, Paulie, and he just sort of shoots you a glance and he says, "Suppose you're also going to need ammunition for that."
Yes, now I'm very excited.
Saul's just going to add on to this interaction that I hope you don't have any reservations of the undead. And turn and walk out.
He is a cleric.
But yeah, actually, no, he's got a very good point. You got to like the undead.
You don't have to like them, but you do have to put up with them.
At least until we get more crew members.
You're lucky. I'm a little bit more forged than cleric. There's like undead. Look, I don't like him as much as the next fella, but I can learn to live with him.
See, they're very useful for a budding pirate crew because you don't have to pay them.
It's got a point.
Look, I get you, but you pay peanuts, you hire monkeys. You could get a better crew.
No, that's first thing off the fucking cab. The second we get up to the surface, we're getting them. Don't you worry about that. All right, let's go. You got the hand, don't you, Sawn?
Yeah, Sawn's got the hand just like wrapped in a little, tied in a little pouch and just hanging from his belt.
I can just imagine you waving it.
Nah, Sawn's not. Sawn's more preoccupied with what just happened in his head.
Yeah, fair enough.
Fastos is just going to kick the Pudding King's body off the cliff. He's going to land somewhere down here, and he's like, "He smelled real bad. Let's get out of here. It's fucking reeks in here." And he's going to start walking out with Paulie. And maybe like Paulie's like 7 or 8 foot tall, isn't he?
Yeah, around that.
Yeah. Fastest is just sort of going to give him a shoulder to lean on as he's.
I think Paulie's 7 or 8 foot tall in his fucking dreams. I think Paulie's like.
I'm not sure.
No, actually, sorry. You're absolutely correct. I'm like 5 feet max.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, you're probably about the same height as Fastest then.
He's got 5 feet, but he's got.
Sorry, I totally. No. Yeah. You're absolutely correct, Dan. I'm like 5 feet.
Yeah, you guys. I just
checked his character sheet. He's 5 foot tall.
Yeah.
I am the tall elf. Yes.
I'm a very tall midget.
Yeah, sorry. No, you're absolutely right. I forgot that.
Yeah. And I guess we sort of walk out of the room.
Yep. Good. So you head out and you see the battle still kind of going on with the gnomes, dwarves, and some of the oozes and slimes. One of the Digamatox, who's at kind of the front of the battle, is sounding a horn. There's like a and they see you come out, and they're like, "We're sounding a general retreat. The oozes, they've lost. We can't keep holding them, but they're not pressing forward. So we need to pull back and retake the city." Or pull back to the city, and sort of they make room for you. You see dwarves, drow, gnomes fighting side by side against this sort of wall of slimes and ooze.
Paulie's going to yell out, and try to get as many of these soldiers hearing us as we can.
Mm-hmm.
And say, we are not retreating. That is not what we are doing. See, look at the puddings. Look at the oozes. They are listless. They are without their leader. The Pudding King is dead. And then I'll glance toward. I'll wave my arm towards Sawn, in hopes that you'll show the hand.
Yeah, Sawn will take the hand out and just hold it up so everyone can see. And once it's been,
nobody high fives the hand.
Sawn will be slightly disappointed, but once everyone has seen it and acknowledged, he will put it back.
But and then I'll just yell out. So let us make back to the city, and we can deal with these extras like oozes another day.
So as a general retreat, give me a persuasion check with advantage, because Sawn's like giving a little speech as well.
Proof.
Sure.
Yeah.
Ooh, 15.
Fuck, that's good.
I got a good persuasion.
Yeah, you got a +8. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
So with Sawn, the call goes down the line. The Pudding King is dead. The surfacers have killed the Pudding King. Although I think that term probably doesn't encompass.
No, there's literally just me. Yeah,
just one now. Yeah.
But there's sort of a general retreat, and in stages, the dwarves and gnomes and were-rats, and you see, off to the side, the robed gnomes with an earth elemental fighting at their behest, keeping the slimes at bay as you all retreat. And you notice that as you get far away enough from some of the oozes at the back line, they just kind of stop moving. They stop advancing and just start milling about. The ones that are still close still kind of move forward, but as you sort of outpace them in your retreat, they start just milling about and doing nothing.
Right.
Until eventually you're able to bring everyone back, barely losing. You don't notice that you lose anyone of the greater group.
Right.
you swing by, grab Nesbit out of a puddle on the way past.
Put on my shoulder. Can I do a little head count as well of how many soldiers are left?
Yeah, you think that there's probably about I would say like 60-70% of the forces left. So you lost some. Good. You lost a couple of drow. There's a couple of dwarves who are pretty beat up, and it looks like some of the gnomes and were-rats certainly died. But all in all, bit of a very victorious day.
Awesome, great, cool. Well, let's go back to the pub.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I could use a pint after that fight.
I'm going to try and recruit people in the glow of the battle. So yeah, let's go.
Yeah, so gonna butt the pub.
So
we need to go to the council as well. Probably, actually. Sorry. Before we go to the pub.
Well, some of the council members are here. You see the Digimatox, who are kind of one aspect of that council.
Yep.
You see Chipgrin, who was the sort of half gnome, half rat, we got a subscriber, Bunny Burst. Thank you very much.
Good old Bunny. Thank you, Bunny. Legend.
Thank you very much for the tier 1 sub. Yeah. Well, obviously, Bunburyist. Obviously, one of the gnomes named Bunburyist is hoisted above. Zim captured the brain. Sorry, Star Chip Troopers reference. You are sort of heralded back into the city with you at the sort of head of the army, and the children and the women folk gnomes let out a cheer as you return. There's a little bit of worry, fathers and mothers, rush to their children who were in the army, checking up on them as soon as they see them. But there's a sort of a general celebratory nature, and you're led to the Ruby and the Rough, which was the sort of the pub.
Yeah, the pub. Yeah.
Pub / council room. I mean, these people like to drink and they like to run cities, and they do both at the same time.
It's the best way to do it.
And do we have everyone here? We don't. I need to grab our good friend, our new good friend, Fastos.
He only gets one good for now.
Yeah. Oh, okay, sorry. He's not a good friend. He's just a good friend.
Oh, yeah, there's a cooling off period of 2 to 3 weeks before he gets his second good.
That's right. And there's sort of general chat, like cheering, clapping. Poorly, at least a dozen copper coins are thrown in your general direction, and
I'm gonna throw like 100. Like as we do that parade, I didn't want to interrupt you on that part. Sure. I'm gonna throw probably around 200 copper coins out to the crowd.
Absolutely.
Would you like me to mark that off from the ship's story?
No. I've got 1,000 copper coins on.
Okay, very good.
Right. Like, yeah, just basically just ping people's heads, you know what I mean? Like, I want this to be like a parade of heroes, essentially, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
No, 100% it is, and the sort of cheering, a couple of small gnomish children run up to you and sort of like touch your feathers and then like run off when you look at them, and they're sort of like laughing and giggling. Fastos, you're kind of raised up, actually more a little bit more somberly. You sort of go back to your sort of dwarven squad that you came in with, and
they're over here, right?
Sure.
I'm just going to be like raising a pint of ale to all of my dwarven mates that were helping us out in the fight, and like whilst everybody's sort of like having a merry conversation, I'm just going to be like over there singing songs with the rest of the boys.
Yeah, the first pint, like they realize obviously the seriousness of the nature and what they signed up to come here with you for, and so I think that first pint is in silence. They raise the pint with you, and then they all drink it down, and then put it down on the table and sort of wipe the beard and just like there's sort of a moment or two of looking around at each other, like we are all here for this moment. And then when you wave over another pint, or like another round of drinks,
Yeah.
that's like it's almost like a spell is broken.
Can I get their first round?
Sure.
Yeah. I just in that moment of silence, I just want to sort of do a sort of like a solemn nod to all of the boys and be like, "We did it, lads. And Matilda can rest well now. Thank you for all your help."
Yeah, can I get their first round? How much does that cost?
You guys don't pay for drinks now,
Okay,
right? Like,
right.
this
Yeah,
is...
yeah, fair enough. Can I next?
City.
Can I actually want to do a thing too? Because like obviously
you can bring over that first round, like the second round after.
I'll bring in
they've
the
had
second
this solemn
round.
moment. Yeah.
I'll bring in the second round. And then like I am in pain, so I'm limping over trying to carry like these 7 fucking pints of beer. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna see
over.
Paulie like limping over with his pints of beer, like, "Oi, laddie, no, you go rest. I'm gonna take these over to the lads."
No. Give me this. I want to do this because I've never actually I've never used this amulet before. That's the
okay.
point.
Never mind.
So
I retract my statement.
yeah.
I
So
don't help you at all.
Yeah. No, so I'm gonna limp over and I'll kind of like fumble a little bit, but then like put all the pints down, grab one of them, and then go. So all we lost, but more to the night we're about to fucking have, and then I'm gonna neck my pint, and then my amulet of the drunkard's gonna kick in, and then before that, yeah, he's in he's in agony, but then I'm gonna roll this and just see how much it does for. Oh, sorry, I did it twice by accident. So 14 health, and you literally like the amulet glows, the amulet glows, and I am fucking looking great and ready to party.
You see the dwarves turn around and they notice the amulet and they see it quite fondly. I'm like, "Oh, he's a drunkard. Let's party!"
Perfect. And then I'll stumble back over to here and then join the council.
So, do you want to break us off a piece of the dwarven song, Jacob? What is the first song you start? You start up the first song. At least what's the topic, right? We hear that dwarves love gold, but I'm pretty sure they just say that to get it into bed. I don't think I think they have other songs.
I'm actually going to start off with the parting glass, to sort of see off my late wife, and then I'm going to switch into "What do we do with a drunken sailor?" And like try and see it off with the first song, and then really pick up the mood with the second one.
Yeah. At some point throughout the night, there is also the great. Oh, I need to find the song.
Also, while this is all happening, you guys don't notice, but Sorn's gonna slip away to the other side of the room.
Yeah, cool. While Sorn's slipping away, you hear, "Brothers of the mine, rejoice! Swing, swing, swing with me! Raise your pick and raise your voice! Sing, sing, sing with me!" And as Sorn is off in the corner, you just hear in the background, "I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole.
Diggy, diggy hole.
Diggy,
Diggy hole." While the dwarves are starting the chants up, I'm gonna talk to the council and the drow priestess.
Yeah.
So we'll get into drinks, but where's the pricky council member who was a bit of a prick to us?
Which one? One of the Digamatox, I think, was kind of a prick to you guys.
Yeah. So I'm gonna slide a drink over to him.
Yeah.
And then just go, while we're still talking about this, you're pretty sure you offered the bear's weight in gold. Thank God we measured him before he buggered off. So
Fuzz is just gonna lean in and be like, "Bear? What fucking bear?"
I'll tell you later.
How heavy was that bear?
But we lost some people along the way, mate. So I'm pretty, I need to replenish the crew. I need you guys to finish those fixes on the ship to make it bloody perfect, and we'll stay here for a couple of days and before we bugger off, and then you can sort out the gold and the ship for us.
He says, Yes, of course. Now that the city is whole again, we've taken back the last bits of the city from the begging your pardon, miss, but the Drow invasion originally. We finally reclaimed our birthplace, our heritage. We do have to share it with these whisker gnomes, but let it not be said that as if Neblin is not as good as his word, and your ship shall be fixed. We'll work day and night for the next couple of days, but you are our guests until then, and call it a 10-day, and you'll be ready to go in the Bling. We'll usher you up with great haste up the Blingden Lock, up back to where the surface world where you belong.
Good. That's good to hear. That makes me very, very happy. Now, I reckon it's pretty damn important, and I'm gonna slide a drink to the Where At Chieftain, to the Drow, to the gnomes, and then just go. I reckon it's time to fucking party. And then I'm gonna get on the table and start dancing and chanting along to Diggy Diggy Hole.
Yeah. Excellent. So give me a performance check.
Yeah, sure. My performance is not. It's not. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. And this one isn't that great though. 10.
So you think you're incredible. I mean, Fastos, you don't know. This is bird screeching. Really, it's the drunk girl at the karaoke bar trying to sing your national anthem, right? Like,
I'm gonna assist Paulie's performance check, and I'm gonna double down on the bad singing of the national anthem.
Yeah, good.
Can I also make a performance check?
Well, he'll have advantage. So, Paulie, you want?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you're assisting me, all right. Maybe actually, well, let's see how I go with this next one.
Oh yeah, much better.
Oh, there we go. All right, so maybe let's say instead, I knew the tone of it, but I didn't actually know the words.
Yes.
I didn't know the words, so you're helping me. You're helping me figure out the actual ways to pronounce, the lyrics of the song.
And once you start getting it right, you just see faster
Perfect. Yeah. You're clapping away to give me the right beat as well. Yeah.
The other dwarfs, once Fastos begins, they're kind of helping you with miming the words as well. So
I'd love to river dance, on the table.
Ground, suckled from a teat of stone, raised in the dark, the safety of a mountain home, skin made of iron, steel in our bones.
You know what? By the way, too, man, the Yogscast was probably one of my favorite YouTube groups for years and years and years. So I'm very happy you put it on Diggy Diggy Hole. But yes, I'm gonna river dance. I'm gonna river dance to that on the top of the table.
Excellent.
Trying to just not kick over drinks.
Meanwhile, we cut across to a more quiet area of the bar. We see Sorn there, sort of in a corner, I imagine nursing a drink of some kind. What's Sorn up to?
Sorn's just got a bottle of fine elvish wine, or the finest elvish wine he can find in this city, at this bar, at this establishment. So I'm assuming not that fine, but a little bit.
Yeah, this is a really old, drow wine that was kind of found here from the invasion that no one had ever wanted to drink just because of its connotations. But they bring it down for you.
It.
Yeah, it's not the best wine you've ever tasted, but it has aged well, and it is that sort of taste of home.
Sorn, what time of day would it be currently?
I think you guys have been out sort of all day fighting, so it's probably sort of late afternoon by now.
Sorn will just make his way back over to the council and hand over the hand. And then just say to the group, I'm going to go for a walk. I need to go for a stroll. And make his way out of the tavern.
Just before you turn and walk away, the drow priestess, who I keep forgetting her name. I've written it down. I think it's Liera.
Something like that, I think it was.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll need to go look at my notes. But she says, but yeah, she sort of lays a gentle hand on your arm, and says, "Do you plan to go home?"
No. I don't think I would be welcome there. I plan to go to a... Fuck, I forgot the word. My brain just went blank. A temple. I plan to seek out a temple.
Well, if you don't mind, I would like to come with you, as I've had trouble communing with our goddess recently.
Someone will, yep, that is fine. You may accompany me, although I am not going there for the same reason. But we can address that as well.
She says, we're both out of our time and out of our culture here. There aren't many friends that we have, and even then, I don't think there were many friends we had before.
I don't believe there were.
So you and Fairy, I found her name, head outside. Her drow warriors go to like move with her, but she kind of just looks at them, and they all kind of sit down and grab drinks again. As she leaves with you and kind of lets you lead the way as you walk through the streets of Blingdenstone.
Look for a communal temple. Not a temple dedicated to any god or goddess in particular.
You find a I mean, there are like stone shrines and things like that aren't necessarily to the or kind of lean towards the gnomish gods, like Ogamok and stuff, but nothing specific. There is a small kind of like crystal garden you walk through, that is quite a nice area, but there doesn't seem to be anything sort of because the place is still sort of being rebuilt. There doesn't seem to be any specific.
Do I discern anything from a crystal garden? Does it feel like it would have any magical or divine sort of energies there?
Yeah, I mean, there's sort of it gives you a little bit of peacefulness in your mind, certainly. Whether that's because of an arcane feature or whether that's just because of the way the light plays off the crystals, it's hard to say.
Yeah, I'll just say to Fairy that this is as good a spot as any, I suppose. And is it like a circle of crystals?
Sure. Yeah.
I'll allow her to go first, because I'm very unsure of what will happen if I try to force a connection.
Yeah.
With my deity. So I don't want to destroy the place.
She goes over, puts the cowl up, kind of gets down on both knees, and sort of whispers to herself. You hear, "Dear Mother Lolth, please give me guidance. Send your webs to spinnerets to me." And you kind of hear little snatches of it. She's sort of asking questions, asking for a sign. And after sort of, maybe sort of 20 minutes, half an hour of this, where you're sort of sitting in quiet meditation as well, just kind of watching this, and she stands up slowly and comes back to you sort of with a hardened look on her face. and she says, "Not the answers I wanted, but I guess it's the answers I got."
I'll just say to her, you are welcome to accompany us on our journey. I don't believe there is anything left for us down here.
It is a tempting offer, and one I'll consider over the coming days.
Okay, and then I'll.
That would be amazing because then we have 30 drow soldiers who can become pirates.
We can have a drow crew.
Yep.
Paint the ship black, get some black sails.
I'm okay with that, mate.
Man, could you imagine if we convinced both the drow and the dwarves to come with us?
There'd be punch-ons weekly.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. What pirate crew doesn't?
Sorn will be banishing people constantly. Just you out. Other plane.
Yeah, not the god.
Sorn will also advise her to just step outside of the circle of crystals.
Yeah, she gives you plenty of room. Like she walks over to one of the arches of one of the local houses and kind of just sits down in the shade of it, plenty far away to give you your.
Sorn will look over and just nod his hat, and then sit down in the middle, and the sparks start to fly, and he's going to try and direct that energy towards the crystals to sort of amplify his reach a little bit. Use them as an antenna or a lightning rod to try and boost his reach and reach out to Talos again and say, "Talos, are you there?" I tried.
Oh, sorry.
I tried reaching out to you before, but I'm not sure that I got you.
Give me a. Can you give me a charisma check, please? Just like a straight up charisma.
Yep, that is a 17.
So you feel the rage of a storm, and the wildness of of a storm at sea. You're almost like swept up in it in your mind's eye into this, completely separated from the stone floor beneath you. The crystals seemingly break away and shatter, and you feel a presence looking at you more than speaking at you, but you feel its sort of eye looking at you as if you're tiny and small and insignificant. And why should he not blow you away into the clouds now? Why strike you down with lightning where you stand?
As this is happening, Sorn will press in hard and drip some blood to show that he shares imbued blood with Talos, to show that he is some sort of kin in some way. Sort of as an offering, a divine offering sort of thing.
Yeah, the fury is somewhat abated, though you think or you feel there's sort of there's definitely like contempt there, that you feel like as if he's a bully leaning over you. Like he makes it clear in your mind that you are, despite your blood, he could snuff you out where you stand, and it's only through his benevolence that you currently live. Child of my blood or not, my power far outreaches anything you could imagine.
Sorn will. Go on.
You are not just tainted by mortals, which I expected from something like you, but you're tainted by something else. Something beyond chaos, beyond devastation. You have let it in instead of remaining pure.
Can I make a perception check to see whether Talos shows any signs of fear towards this entity?
Be insight.
Insight? Okay.
And I mean, this is a god, so.
Yeah, that's still an 8, so.
You only feel kind of rage and anger, with maybe a tinge of maliciousness. The kind of usual things you feel from Talos, and that you often feel welling within your own self.
He's a god of war. Alright. Zon will listen and take it all in and wait.
He essentially says, if you or you feel as if sort of the yowling of a hurricane, you kind of feel the words battering you around in your mind. If you want power like this, true power, then you must become pure like me. Come closer to the fury of the storm. Embrace your heritage. Dive in, cause chaos. Take for me the sea of storms.
I would create a storm. Son will think that back and then wait a few moments, a couple of minutes. Once this is all broken off, and he'll stand up more confused than he initially was. And make his way back over to Fairy.
Cool.
And then, but he seems a bit more, he's got a little bit more pep, because at least he's got some sort of an answer to something. He's less in the dark to everything. And
she sees that sort of resolve on your face, or like that kind of you're not as morose, I guess, as you were before. You're not as maudlin. And she just kind of looks at you and smiles, but it's not sort of a warm, friendly smile. It's more just like a somewhat of a knowing smile. And she turns, ready to sort of wordlessly walk back, if you like.
Son will, as he's like cleaning himself off from sitting on the stone floor that is. Was it outside? Well, outside in a cave, essentially.
Yeah, outside in a cave. When you open your eyes, you realize the crystals that exploded are still there. The earth is still beneath you. You feel like you've been sort of rocked back into your body somewhat. So there is a moment or two of vertigo. But then, when you easily stand up, you sort of brush yourself off. Any dirt on your butt, for example. I don't know how Soren prays on his butt, lotus position. Kneeling.
Yes, that's exactly how, because he sits in a meditative state.
Maybe does squat lunges. I don't know. We all pray differently.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do. Son, as he dusts himself off, will dust his coat and will feel something, a little pouch on his side, and remember back to his fantasy Bunnings tokens. And get a little bit annoyed at that red dragon, but then think to himself, really need to find a place that I can make use of these. And then also on the way back, do I spy any armor shops? Because his clothes aren't looking too great.
Yeah, there's certainly armorers and smithies and general stores. Most regular things you would find in a city for sure. If you want to look up just generally something that's in the.
We should do a shopping day anyway next. Like,
Yeah.
You know, the next.
Oh, Sawn, yes.
Or between
Sawn just
sessions,
lost.
I think you could do some shopping, right? Because you guys have money. If you want to tell me the things you want to buy, and we can work out what those prices are for sure.
Yes. Just gonna have a quick look.
Good price for you, the hero of Blindenstone.
But keep in mind that I can make shit if you bring me the materials
Sawn needs to
with
buy
with relative ease.
magic things.
Oh yeah, like if you wanna
enchanted.
bring me the base thing and then imbue it with some sort of magic, or take it to somebody and imbue it with some sort of magic, that's cool. But like it'd probably save you a lot of gold if you just brought me a couple of ingots of steel or iron or something, and I'll just make it out of that. Then you can take it to whoever you want to do.
Sawn's just looking for studded leather, essentially, like a studded leather.
I'm gonna get you to make me like 5 fucking daggers.
Yeah. No,
But yeah. We'll sort that out tomorrow. That's easy.
Each one with a different letter in the blade. P. A.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, Sawn will just make a note of the stores as he walks back into the tavern, and
Cool.
we'll just ask as we get in. Would I be able to reserve a room as well if they're going to be working on the ship? I don't think I'll get much sleep, or much peace while there's work afoot.
Of course. They show you to a couple of rooms they've set aside for you and your compatriots. One of the Digimatox is talking to you, or one of the nice Digimatox is talking to you, Paulie. She's saying that, like, look, of course, we send you on your way, like that's brilliant. As promised, brave bird, your ship will sail to the surface and into the sky and beyond. I don't really know what.
Sky?
Well, I don't really know what it's like up there. We don't go up. We don't go up onto the surface because how do you stay on the ground? Surely, like, you could just fall into the emptiness.
Oh, that definitely happens. Yes. That's why I have wings.
Yeah,
I flap the wings a bit.
Look, and as for your drow friends, of course, while they're welcome to visit the city again, understand, based on our past, we won't just be letting any drow into the city. We'll need to work out a way that we know who they are, and that they are friends of Blindenstone. Last time we had drow visiting, it caused all of this to fall into ruin.
Did end up well. Yeah, that's fair enough. I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit.
Someone has a really good idea for this.
How's the wear act going?
I'll allow you, Dylan, if you've caught this conversation. Rather than go into bed like you said you did, I'll let you.
Yeah, I feel like if this would happen as I was walking past, someone would have a very good idea for a way to allow certain drow in. Someone wants to just bring up maybe a mark for certain drow that are friends of the city, that he could imbue onto drow friends, any of the soldiers that are here that would allow it. And that mark is like an eye shape with some little bit of electricity coming around it that would be on there anywhere on an arm that could be easily shown as entry.
The Digimatox like, that's a cool symbol. It's a bit weird. Blindenstone doesn't have anything to do with electricity or eyes.
But I do, and I am the hero.
The way you draw it, it kind of looks like a beholder. Like if you're drawing an eye with a bunch of lightning coming around it, they might think that it's a beholder city. That's just bad branding, honestly. I love the idea of the marking, or like a tattoo of some kind. Maybe we should all get matching tattoos. Like, we killed the Slime King, we killed the Pudding King. We all got matching tattoos.
Everybody just gets 9 tattooed somewhere on their body in Elven script.
Just get like a slide that looks like like the poo emoji.
Yeah. But with with
crossed out eyes, crossed out eyes and a crown. Yeah, crossed out eyes and a crown.
Excellent. So they take that idea under advisement. The idea of a marking or a tattoo is very that they're definitely on board for, but it's something that they and their future generations will have to remember. that would make sense. You know,
Mm.
I was at the pudding.
Just
I defeated
Sawn.
the Pudding King. Yeah, just Sawn's friends.
Sawn's pals.
Oh no! Go to Blingdenstone. Use Sawn's list. You get a free drink upon entry.
Yeah, absolutely. Get to skip the line.
And Paulie, you had a question about the gold whiskers.
Yeah, how's the gold? How the whereabouts going?
She says, "Look, they're great. I mean, the other guy was a bit upset. Obviously, he's, I mean, he's maybe partly dwarvish in that he's a little bit racist against non-gnomes. But the she says, look, they're great. You know, giving up a seat at the table in the council." Is a small price to pay for getting the city whole again. Would it have really been Blingdenstone if we denied them entry to it, and that they cordoned off a part of their city? We would have just been at war in a few years. We're all gnomes. They're just furrier gnomes.
Good, and I like to hear that. All right. Can I get a bit of like parchment, like the size of a poster?
Yep.
Yeah, and like some ink. And I'm gonna write a sign that says "Pirates Wanted," and then also get them to write it in you know, undercommon, dwarvish, you know, yeah, like literally every, you know what I mean, like everything, and then just slap it on on like a bit of wood or like the wall near me, and then
and set up on
like,
the table.
Yeah, and then just try and get some recruits.
Okay. Cool. Well, I think we'll resolve that. It is coming up at 9:00, so I think we'll resolve that.
I can go later tonight. I can go later tonight if we want to, guys.
No, I think that's something we can resolve out of session as well. It's sort of like
Son will just extend the offer to a couple of the, like, that is extended to Fairy, to a few of the drow. We'll call them infantrymen for now. The ones that he really got along with, and the one that he sort of messed with a little bit as well. Just because there's no bad blood here.
Yeah.
I'm going to say to the dwarves, be like, lads, this might be our last drink together for a while. I'm gonna go and join the crew that helped me kill the Pudding King.
No, Fastos, you're going again with this. I tell you, the surface, it's fake. There's no such thing as the surface, man. You can't be going up there. You're not going to find it. You've been listening to old Silverbeard, Gem Cutter. He says he's been up there. Fastos, it's a lie. The underground is where you're meant to be. That's where the dwarves are meant to be.
Well, I tell you what, you still owe me 20 gold from surviving the Pudding King fight. Let's say double or nothing. You come with me to the surface, we'll see if it exists. If it doesn't, we'll say nothing to the bet. But if it does, you owe me 40 gold.
He says, I ain't going. I already followed you around once, and that's because you're my cousin's sister's brother's aunt. But and we all just as family. But I tells you what, you bring home some proof that there's a surface. Why don't you bring home a piece of the sky for us, then, would you? And then you can bring that back, and you bring it back, and you tell us a story about old Fastos, and he brought back a piece of the sky. We'll sing your tale to the mithril halls.
You got yourself a bet. You still owe me 20 gold.
And he says, "Oh, aye, and I'll pay it up when you come back with a piece of the sky in your teeth." Now, don't get me wrong. I want a nice big blue bit of it. None of this grey sky nonsense you hear, Festus.
You have me word, but I want me 20 gold. You know very well, us dwarves, we are fantastic magics. I'm not going to forget about our bet. We did survive that fight.
He says, right, we did, you can. And he counts out 20 gold to you.
Fuck yeah. And I'm going to raise one more glass with the dwarves. And I'm just going to say, to the memory of Matilda, and neck a drink, and then I'm going to go and sit with Paulie and the rest of them at their table.
Yeah, actually, let's say we're over here. This is where the pirates wanted thing is, and the poster can be up here.
Yeah.
And Son will take the other table and just sit there. Like he's like, you have to get through them to get to me, the first mate.
I'm just gonna lean over to Paulie and be like, is he always this broody? He stares a lot. Is that a?
Yeah, you get used to it. You know, just this constant feeling of like hatred and like eyes staring into the back of your skull. It becomes endearing after a while.
Son's ears twitch. He's like, I don't trust anyone.
In the back of the tavern, you hear the dwarves singing their sort of next song. Far over the misty mountains cold, to dungeons deep and caverns old, we must away ere break of day, to seek our pale enchanted gold.
I love it. Well done.
Thank you. All right, we're gonna call it there.
Easy.
This week. Offline, and probably next week we'll do a bit of what's the word?
Free time.
Yeah, like free time, or tell me, like, come to next week with some ideas of what you've done over the 10 days you're in town, and we'll roleplay some of it.
I mean, it's been a long few sessions. I know we level up soon, but there was a big boss fight. Is there any chance that we've leveled up?
No.
Did some training in now 10 days.
I leveled you up like right before the boss fight. I should have waited.
Yeah, he did do that.
Yeah. In fact, I unlevel you, Paulie. Just Paulie.
Just me.
Paulie
Just
is now
me.
level 6.
He's sitting there, all his items turn to dust.
Just deflates.
All he has left is the copper.
Before we end, Son will definitely use part of his 10 days to look for any way to reach Fantasy Bunnings.
Well, have a think about it between now and next week, and we'll resolve that next week in terms of bring at least one or two things you would have wanted to do over that 10-day, and we'll work out what the roles are and kind of a bit of role play around that kind of stuff. I will.
Sweet.
Yeah, and if you tell me beforehand, obviously, like between now and then in chat, I'll be able to prepare it, right? So it just gives me a bit of prep time. And then so that'll be next week, and then by the end of next week, end of next session, we'll probably be on our way to the surface and all the adventure that entails, and then beyond that, maybe the Western Sea.
More party members. We're going to recruit more pirates.
More pirates, more crew, more NPC crew.
Another party member?
No, I want another party member.
Oh, we're getting one. We just haven't gotten to there yet.
Yeah.
They're waiting in the wings.
I mean, she's waiting in chat.
Literally in chat.
I know.
Also, I need a better overlay that can fit more people and not fuck up every time.
I will.
Every time Jacob disconnects and reconnects. So
do not worry, I will get on that.
We'll fix that
tonight.
By the time we get another party member.
I'll get that done tonight. I also want to try something for our fade out today.
Oh, okay, yeah, give it a crack. I
wonder if it would work.
Is it the Diggy Hole song? Can we fade out to the Diggy Hole song? Yes.
It's the second song, not the first one.
Yeah, good. I love it though.
Over the misty mountains cold, to dungeons deep and caverns old.
All right, I gotta stop that. It's gonna put me to sleep.
Demonetized.